Hello and welcome to another week of Raucus Attempts Esports. As always, hope you're all doing well and surviving current circumstances as best you can. I wish you all the best. This week we are at Brands Hatch and we're focusing just on one series. From now on, we're just going to be looking at the Skip Barber Race Division 6. That's where I'm having the most fun at the moment and seem to be the most competitive. I do like my single-seaters, so I've stuck with that for the entire week. Obviously, as always, everything is new to me, so as usual, I've started at the back. This is my first race for the week. I probably should have done more testing. I say that every week, but as usual, I've kind of jumped straight in. 15th is usually about where I start the week. The way the weeks seem to work, as far as I've worked out, is you get up to 4 races. They're going to take your best result for the week. Up to 8 races, they will average your best 2, and so on. So I try and keep it to 4. I think in the future, this week, as you'll find out, I did 8. There is good reason for that. Obviously that first one kind of pulled it out of the bag. I shouldn't probably really have ended up 7th. I think a lot of people just had errors. This is much more the usual fare. So here I started 7th and went backwards to 15th. Nowhere I could go in that first corner. Pretty frustrating. But that's the kind of incentive to not start at the back. There's so much rubbish you have to put up with and get through. It makes for interesting videos and it makes for a fun race to drive, but to actually pick up a decent result when you've got to get through 50 times the amount of madness is quite difficult. So you can see here, I managed to stay fairly clean this time. This time I started 13th, so still not great. Get a bit of a touch there. Karma. Guy gets completely scrummed out of the way in front of me. That's quite enjoying to see. Madness in the background as usual. But yeah, just I wanted to keep my nose clean. At this point I was looking at doing 4 races, picking up a reasonable result and leaving it there. Obviously it does take a lot of time out of the week. The more races you do, they're not short, and you've got to test and practice for them as well. Each race is about half an hour, 40 minutes, plus your testing time on top of that. Here, this corner is a bit of a nightmare for me. Just completely dropped it. Luckily managed to keep it out of the barrier and pick it back up pretty well. Starting to get to grips with the control on these. Recovering from an error is a really big part of doing well. You've just got to maximise every area of your racing craft, and that's something that has been improving as I get more and more used to these cars. And yeah, you can see I'm already starting to pick back up the places that I've lost. So I mean, last week I finished 302nd, and the best results were a 5th and a 6th that would have been averaged over the 2, which wasn't fantastic. But it was quite hard competition. It's a tough track Spa. I think I came out with reasonable points, but yeah, I wanted to do better than that. It's a home track, Brands Hatch. Been to see the W Series last year with it. So I've got good memories of that, and it felt really good to drive once I kind of got my pace up. Yeah, I ended up in 5th in that previous race, so I was starting to see some glimmers of hope, that I did have the necessaries to kind of make progress. Here, I learned a new lesson, very frustrating. Probably couldn't even notice that, but that touch that I got on the back, when you can see it up close, actually completely took out one side of my rear suspension. Well, not rear suspension, rear aero. The car was actually driving, albeit a little strangely. It wasn't losing too much pace. It was losing pace, but not enough that I couldn't cope with it. So I'm obviously losing places here. I do manage to pick up a few, and I'm being black flagged, but I didn't realise how far you can go before they actually disqualify you. I was taking it more as a recommendation to pit for repairs because I wasn't feeling it was that bad. And then, yeah, just suddenly out of nowhere, after I'd taken back a load of places, I was disqualified. So I've learnt, if you get damage and you get a black flag, definitely heed it as soon as possible. So yeah, that's a bit of something to take forward. I should have known that. I should have read the rule books a bit more in depth, but it is quite a weighty tome to go through all of the rules and regs for this, although it does match most of what you would expect from racing. But yeah, I'm a rookie still, I'm still learning, so it's nice to see there is actually still things like that to pick up that I can improve on. So here I actually started on pole, so this was where I was starting to really feel like I had a good shot at a major result here. This is pushing right on. It's a really hard fought race. One thing I did learn was just push the whole race back. As you can see there, not my fault. Last lap of the race, and I've been taken out first place by someone who just got desperate and tried to put a banzai move on me, and there was just no way that was going to stick in that corner. There's nowhere I could go. I didn't even know he was there. I didn't expect anyone to be doing that. But I'd been taking it easy. I was in first place. I was not wanting to repeat the earlier spins on some of the fast corners, so I've been dropping time consistently throughout the race, even though I've been about 6-7 seconds up the whole time, and that ultimately is what cost me that first place, which would have been a great result. I would have loved to have picked up a win, obviously, but it wasn't to be. But it did light a bit of a fire under me to come back and try again and get that final position. So I was over the 4 races at this point. I had up to 8 now. So this one I started 4th. I was pushing up, trying to keep it clean, and I did manage to see someone span there, and I did put a pass on earlier, so I managed to make it up to 2nd, which pretty respectable. But I'd had a taste of that pole position, and I really wanted that back again. So I kept trying. I knew I had 2 more races in the bag to get this done. I kind of had a banker 2nd, which is a pretty good banker to have, but I was deliberately trying to stay out of trouble that time. This time I'm going for a little bit more. Again, starting a little bit further back and forth. The strength of field was quite strong for this. It seems to have been a popular track, Brands Hatch, so it was no easy pickings on any of the races, which is how it should be. It wouldn't be as fun otherwise. Here, fighting my way back towards first. I think this is in the first lap. Narrowly a missed contact there, but I think he just got a bit out of shape. So did they. That put me straight back where I want to be. So yeah, getting the buzz, pretty thrilling to get into the lead. Give a couple of shouts for joy, and then you knuckle down, start to put your eyes forward and focus. I've already had one experience with a white and grey car this week, so I was being pretty wary. I was giving him space, but I wanted that first place back. I wasn't just going to kind of let it walk away from me, so I knew I had one more left to go for the week, so I thought, well, let's go for it. And let's see how that goes. Yeah. So, not really my fault there. Nothing I could have done about that. It was immediately in front of me, split seconds. When I watched back the replay, that guy he must have been at full throttle, just but he should have seen that car, and he didn't even attempt to slow down. I guess he didn't want to lose the place, but yeah, he just went straight into the back of it, and that was that. So furious, absolutely furious. You really do get ups and downs in racing, and this week of most, I've had probably the highest highs and the lowest lows. Not only because during this week, with everything that's been going on, having things like this, again, my nemesis corner, just absolutely furious with myself. It does light a fire under you, so I do absolutely nail it. So this was quite early in the race. This was probably about lap 6 or something like that. So I'd been being pushed and yeah, lost it a little bit into the race, but I had time to make it back up. So I do push on, start to take back the positions. So to drop it and make it back is very difficult when you've got people who are absolutely flying the whole time, just qualifying lap after qualifying lap, especially if you lose the drift, or the drag rather. So these guys are just towing each other around, so it takes me quite a long time to kind of push back up to the front of the field again. Luckily there are some mistakes, so I do manage to pass another guy. He cuts over a corner, I think, and just scrubs a bit of time off. Doesn't take much here to lose all your momentum. There's a lot of hills that you really need to eke out every little bit of pace you can. But I've been kind of doing 10 laps of absolute maximum of my capabilities. Like, I was shaking, I was sweating, I was jittery, I was eyes locked on the screen, and I managed to make it all the way back from 4th on lap 6 to 2nd on the final lap, trying to get past this guy. I'm trying to be respectful, not take him out, getting the draft, putting myself where I should. But he did block really well, and yeah, a 50th of a second away from first there. And that was my last race for the week, which put me in 265th with 2 silvers for the week, which is still a pretty decent result really for the week. So I was very happy with that, and I'm looking forward to, I think it's Circuit Shows Villeneuve next week. So we'll see how we do then. See you soon.